Alright guys, another yap session. You know how I work. Well, you're gonna know how I work when I just keep making these. Anyway, so I remember getting the demo for this game, right? And I was playing it and I was like, pretty good. Plays better than the world, which, you know, that's not much of an accomplishment. But anyway, yeah, my issues with the world are pretty normal. You can watch any YouTube video on the game and I have the same exact opinion probably. But yeah, so I remember playing the demo for this and I was like, it's pretty fun. I don't know if it's dropping $60, $70, whatever it is, type of fun. But you know what? I like the demo. And then all my friends in my Discord, which, you know, you can totally join, by the way. Yes, shameless shilling. I love that more people play this game with. Anyway, all the people in there are like, yo, I'm getting this game, buying this game. The buzz, you buying this game? And I'm like, sure, you know what? I'll drop the guac. And honestly, I was really pleasantly surprised with this game, like the full game. So there's a lot of things about this game I really like. I think one thing I wasn't giving enough credit for in the demo is just how fun it is to make builds in this game. First, I love the roster, right? Just fun roster. Although they have Steve, and I'm permanently scarred from Steve because of Smash anyway. But I was thinking Miku obviously is based. You got, I think, having some of the newer characters, like this character's cool. They're so goofy looking. like they put freaking Zapik and Zaz from, what was it, Colors, whatever it is in, and like I'm not playing them except ironically. But the fact that they're in is very funny. We got big, it's very funny. And like I think the roster is very fun. But also I like how each of the characters, they're different types, right? You got power, acceleration, speed, handling, and then boost. And boost is lit, by the way. And I actually just, also when you pick Miku and her, like the menu music changes to her singing it, and when she wins it's like her singing the victory theme is so lit, by the way. But like something that I really like about this game is being able to build your own vehicle, right? Like I can look at this, or how do I build the stats? And like honestly the stats don't do too much for the vehicles, although it does matter of course. But like, and that's what makes it cool, is like I can really min-max, or I can just pick something that looks nice, right? Wait, hold on, like I'm looking around like, dude, this looks sick. Actually, oh, it's 100. That's actually one thing I don't like about the game is, I wish you got more resources, because I don't play a lot, I play casually. So I never have enough resources to get everything I want. But anyway. Oh wait, how do I adjust my, I want just the colors on it. Okay, the menus for this game are a little bit sus sometimes, I'll admit that. Oh, next, here we go. I'm gonna give Miku the Shadow the Hedgehog colors. Yeah, I love like the customization for this game, both just like aesthetically, but then the actual build. This is one of those things that really stood out to me. It's like I'm playing this game and I have all these different builds for different setups, right? Like this is the bag build, right? You're in last place and you're trying to win from last place, which is the fact that I can build that's cool. You know, this is the very obvious like drift boost build, speed build, whatever. Another drift build, something a little bit different. This was my power build, no surprise. And I love how these, like, because all the different cars play differently. Even the builds play differently, right? Like playing a speed build with a bagging setup versus just a pure speed setup is super different. Or playing like this drift versus this drift feels a little different. I think this is generally better. But like, you know, the power build especially, I play this intending to run into people and get hit. But I could play this not intending to get hit from attacks, but, you know, focusing on maximizing my power. Or, you know, with speed, I could play for like rings to make it so if I get hit, I don't lose max speed because I have so many extra rings to work with. And there's so many cool ways to do it. And I'm just like, oh, I can rant about this too much. But I think one of the nice things about it is you have all these options, but also, like, I will say it's a little bit overwhelming looking at all the options. Something I don't like is how many things I have to look at, especially relative to the amount of slots I have. But like, it's really easy to make a simple build if I want, or I can really min-max and try things out. And they all really are unique. Like, it really lets me tailor my playstyle, and it's not something I've seen in a kart racer. The closest you get is Mario Kart. You know, am I going bike or kart? You know, it's a pretty big decision, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it does determine how you play. But it's not the same as, maybe I want to have second win when I get pushed off a map, especially with certain maps. Or like, maybe I want this to pull away early and try to play for momentum. You know, maybe I do something similar. And then I have a Where is it? Where is the freaking truck? Here it is, right? Like you can just start the race with the monster truck. Do something like that. Have the early stat buffs. I forget where it is, but it's like you start the map with like extra speed in the first lap, and it's just so cool. So I know I'm ranting a lot because I'm a nerd about this aspect, but it's really something that I think, like for me, makes the game a lot of fun and the full copy of the game. But also there's a lot of other things about the game I really like. The fact that it's actually single player is nice, because I think kart racers always have single player modes technically. Also, you can play with multiple people, which is nice. But this game has more stuff, like the race park is pretty cool. All the different little things you can do on it. Right? Okay, I can get through the menus. Right? Like oh, there's triple team and you bump into allies. Ring mode. I don't know if this is actually normal racing or something else, because it feels like it'd be like a battle mode or like on different maps. But like it's cool to have these, right? It's something to mess around with. And of course the Grand Prix. Dude, having the rivals in the Grand Prix, kind of like pick your own difficulty, but also like the little things, like, oh, we're going Sonic speed. Like, do I want to do the cream and cheese or the harder rival, right? And like the little like red rings as like collectibles and challenges to like get them is really cool too. Like, it's just these little touches for the game that I'm like it adds that level of like love to the game. Like the devs clearly were passionate about it. They didn't just put this together to make some money. I mean, they did, but you know what I mean. Like the people making this clearly had some fun making it. I like the little visual flares. Also playing this on PS5. I like having physical copies of games, and I was not getting a Switch copy of this. Hell no. Okay, that wasn't a unique dialogue. What a surprise. I don't think Miku's gonna have unique dialogue with characters generally. But then, like, of course, the actual gameplay is just like lit. Like, something I really like about this game, and I always have to compare it to Mario Kart, right? First, I like the way tricks are. We can choose your trick direction, and I think different trick directions have different like boosts, but also time it takes to do the trick. So there's like probably some optimization there. But the thing I really like about this game is just the movement of the carts. Because I mentioned before, like all the carts kind of play differently. And you know, Mario Kart, like a heavy cart plays differently than like a handling one, different than speed one. But I think the differences are more noticeable in this game, and that's because I feel like I'm actually driving carts in this game. One of my biggest criticisms of Mario Kart, also judge a bad at this game, okay, is like I want. Thank you for an example. I wanted to get that red ring right, and I couldn't. And that's because I didn't set myself up for it. I didn't position my cart at the right angle for it. I didn't set my drift. I didn't slow down or anything. I just tried to run it like it's Mario Kart. We can basically change your direction on dime. You can zigzag. Your drifts are super broken. Like there's a lot of skill in like doing like wall rides and all that stuff. But there's really not a lot of skill in like the actual driving of the cart to a certain extent. Or like there's not. There is, but there's a lot of leeway for not being perfect at it. Where in this game, if I want to actually take that turn tightly, I probably have to start my drift and then stop accelerating to make that drift perfectly, right? Like there's a lot of spots where you actually really like even here, I'm actually stopping my acceleration to make that drift happen. Also, the water feels really different, and like it does feel different. Oh, that feels fast. It does feel different, like, you know, world to drive in water versus like air versus ground. But it's really exaggerated in this game with the fact that drifts make you bounce on the water instead, for example. And I don't think you can even drift when you're in the air. And like here, once again, I should have stopped accelerating when drifting. And I think that aspect of it, the fact that I feel like there's a lot more mastery of the game when I'm playing it, makes it a lot more fun than Mario Kart World's driving. I also like the item balance a lot in this game. Also, the triple level of boost when you're drifting is so cool, especially because you can do like this. You can like drift. Okay, I messed up. I can drift and then change my direction. I lose some of the drift meter. But like if I'm taking a turn, I want to like, whatever, this race is cooked. I've got low acceleration. Like if I'm taking a turn, I want to adjust how I'm taking the turn. I can do that. And it's really important, especially with a boost character, to really maximize your boosts. And so sneaking is a strategy you can go for as well, right? But it's not as optimal, but something you can go for. Like, oh, that's really cool. The item balance. Like, I think finding good places to use mushrooms, or in this game, the wisp, this is normal stuff, Mario Kart. But, like, finding an optimal place for, like, the teleporting wisp to maximize where you're going is really sick, because it's, like, based on where other people are. The fact that, like, you can use your boosts as well to, like, evade things better in this game than Mario Kart. Like, I think the retro equivalent's the Ghost. I was listening to Miku singing. And you can, like, dodge that a lot more. I just feel like the offensive items in this game aren't nearly as strong in the defensive items and options, because you can generally evade things better. Like, if someone's locking onto you with the fist, you can see the locking onto you and, like, prepare for that. And there's just so many cool things where it's like, yeah, you'll get Mario Karted in Sonic, but it always feels you get more options. Anyway, I'm not gonna run through a whole Grand Prix for this video. The point is, this game's really lit. It does a lot of things really good. And it's just kind of the best kart racer probably right now. Like that or 8 Deluxe. But I feel like if I go back to 8 Deluxe after this, I'll be like, oh, it's a good game, but I miss all these new things. And then there's just the little touches. Although I would say progression in this game feels kind of slow. Like, you have to do a lot of races to unlock stuff. And also, yeah, something I love, jukebox. I can just be like, you know what? Like, I wanna. How do I do it? Oh yeah, I can like change the music on each lap, which is so sick. And I think you can unlock more music. Like, yeah, look, dude, I was playing before I had Miku music for my first lap at every map. It was so funny. Just starting off, you Miku, me, and every race was great. Like, and the little things like that are nice. You know, got customization. Like, oh man, I could be fully licensed. And I like riding the edge. And like, this isn't super uncommon for a game. Like, little challenges, right? Where it gives you like some goals. Like, oh, maybe I want to, you know, go through the race park and do these things, or just normal races. I should really focus while using an air drift mobility up gadget. Oh, okay. And like, maybe I try this out and I realize there's a reason there's this challenge. My only real complaints with this game is I feel like sound effects are bad. Like, when I hit someone, like I'm using items, drifting around, whatever, there's like a lack of oomph. And I feel like that lack of oomph makes the audio clarity not great. So sometimes I have trouble telling what's happening with this chaos, because the visual clarity can be better, but the audio clarity can be a lot better. I also think, despite the game having great music, like the base menu music is kind of whatevs, and I don't think you can change like the menu music. Or at least not without going to like this maybe in setting. I don't think that works. Yeah, no. But also the other thing is, when playing with friends online, you get disconnected. Like between races, dude, I get disconnected with people so much, and I'm the only person to have this issue, and it's so annoying. And I assume they're gonna fix that, but that is kind of annoying. Like that's kind of it. Oh, and they add Minecraft Steve to this game. You know, I have PTSD because of Smash. I'm not sure if I said that already. But really, lit game. Because I just kind of was like, yeah, my friends are getting it, I might as well. And I generally don't think I want to play Mario Kart anymore because I have this. Which, I loved Transformed when it came out forever ago. I played it really a little bit and I was like, oh, it's pretty fun. So I guess I'm not too surprised the Sonic Racing game is lit. But yeah, just my rant on this game and why I'm like, wow. It blew my expectations away. Anyway, y'all, thanks for who listened to this rant. And you know, if we get enough people on my Discord down to play this game sometime, just saying, I'd love to run like community nights for this game. Anyway, peace out.